Here. Okay, well, good evening, everyone. It's great to see everyone, and we're so excited about these Monday night Zooms with our Pro 10s, Marcell and Tyler. I'm Julie White from Pennsylvania. I think everybody probably knows me, but anyway, welcome. And we're just going to turn the time over to our special guests. Marcell and Tyler, take it away. Thank you for joining us. It's always an honor to have you on here. We so appreciate what you're doing to help us.
Want me to jump in here and start, Sally?
Yeah, jump in there, buddy.
Okay, so we did a call earlier. This is, like I was saying a second ago, I think this is my 8th call of the day. We have, something's happened. Something's happened in this company in the last 60 days. The company is busting through all of its projections. We're busting through all kinds of new elite ranks. We have got all kinds of new Pro 10s. You're seeing collaboration and unity that we haven't seen in a long, long time. I mean, things were always good, but boy, I'll tell you, it feels like it did in the very, very beginning. So I think people are feeling it. I think I know that people are at least on my phone, people are like, hey, I heard you're doing calls again. Can I schedule for a team call? And so my phone's blowing up. And it's a lot of fun to come back in and watch everybody's teams grow and hear about the success they're having and how many MVPs are breaking and how much collagen cash everyone's getting. You know, I'm not sure how many of you guys have taken our money yet. You know, Tasha kind of gave you guys some instructions to take all of Marcell and I's money. I hope you took that to heart. I hope you're taking our money. You know, I hope that's happening. So we got a couple questions on the first call. I want to answer those questions for you guys. I mean, it's kind of the craziest thing. This first call that we do, they seem to have some really, really great questions, and it sets us up for the whole rest of the week. So one of the questions that they asked us is kind of a simple question, but I think everyone on here has probably had this happen to you, is they say, well, we tell people what's going on here, and then they say, well, I just don't have enough time. And they said, what do you guys say when they say you don't have enough time? Have any of you guys heard that? I'm looking for any nods down here. Anybody here had someone say, I just don't know if I have the kind of time for this, right? I mean, it's pretty common. And so they said, what is it do you think causes that? And what do you guys say? Well, what I think that you should probably do when you get that response is you need to understand where it's coming from. You know, is that response coming from they don't really have time, or is it just the easiest excuse that they have? You know, is it because they're donating or dedicating so much of their time to their job that maybe they just don't think they can squeeze it in? And if that's the case, you guys, I've always had the courage to ask them, I mean, is your job more important to you than the hobbies or your family or the things that you love the most? Why are you giving so much of your time to that and not to the things that you love the most? I mean, why shouldn't we find some nooks and crannies in your life that will give you some choices? Now, it's going to take us a few months, but through a real simple process, I think we can help you find the time to go out and give yourself some choices. I know for me, hanging out with my grandson is a priority to me, and I'm not going to let anything stop me from doing that. I'm certainly not going to pick a job over doing all that unless it's out of absolute necessity. We know it's not out of necessity, though, because we're involved in a company like LifeVantage. We know you have choices. We know that there are other options out there. So for me, I was looking for a way, even if it was a temporary imbalance in my life, to be able to find long-term balance. I knew where I was at wasn't going to solve the problem. I didn't want to give 40 years of my life to something so that I could get some measly, little Social Security check or some little 401k. I knew that pathway was not appealing. So when I looked at the pathway of LifeVantage, I thought maybe this will be the one. Maybe this is the one that will give me the choices so I can do the things I love to do. Spend time with my family, spend time doing my hobbies, have the kind of resources that I can open up opportunities for those things too. It might be something so simple as making sure that your kids have a better education. I mean, in a lot of cases, that is the issue. So what are you doing in your life right now that is so important that you won't give this some time? The other thing that happens a lot of times, at least in my experience, is I was giving people so much information. I thought it was so important to tell people how smart I am or how studied I am, or, listen to all this new stuff that I've learned and I've memorized it and I'm going to tell it to you. I thought that was really important. What I did not understand is that people were looking at me and saying, can I do what he's doing? Do I have the time to know everything he knows? Do I have the time to study everything he has studied so that I could deliver a message the way he's doing it? And in most cases, people go, no, my life's busy. I don't have time to know all that stuff. And so what I've learned And it actually came to me from a mentor. They said, Tyler, you've got to be a better inviter. And what that means in this particular situation is inviting people to the information. They said, you've got the experts. I mean, if you think back a couple of weeks ago when I gave you guys that article on collagen, that's because I don't want to have to know all that. I want the experts to tell you that story. I just have to know how to invite you to the information. If I want to invite you to Protandim information, I can take you to those peer reviews, or I can take you to the LifeVantage website, or I can put you on a call with my upline who might know those answers. The better I am at inviting you to the information, the more likely it is that they're going to say, well, I can do that. You know, I can take somebody to an article, and I can take someone to a peer review. I can take someone to a three-way phone call. Are those guys available for me too? And as soon as you get them to understand that the simplicity of this is to simply invite people to the information, all of a sudden time can't really be an issue, because that just doesn't take any time. Okay. So for me, that was a really, really big deal, is to learn how to not present myself in a way that made people think they couldn't do what I do. Make them, I did not want them to think that they had to spend, the next 4 or 5 years of their life getting a degree in network marketing to do what I do. And so that was a big breakthrough for me. And as soon as I learned that, you guys, this thing became really simple. You just got to ask the right questions. Do you want to keep giving all your time to that company that's not yours? Do you want to keep giving your time to that other boss? Do you want to make them rich, or do you want to do something that gives your family an opportunity to be rich, or your family an opportunity to have your time where it should be with your family? And so I learned how to do those things, you guys, and that helped me overcome the question of I just don't have enough time. Marcell?
Yeah, I keep trying to talk and I'm muted. So when they asked that question, the way that she asked it, she said that, look, people, they kind of tell me that I see what you got, but I just don't got the time to do it. And I thought for a minute, and I got to tell you, 9 times out of 10, that sentence never happens. Nobody says, I understand what you have, but I don't have the time to do it. I have found that the timing is just an excuse because they have not seen the value yet of why they would want to make the time to do it. Does that make sense to you guys? So one of the things I learned, and I did this by doing the business, this is how you're going to really learn how to overcome objections, is by doing it. And that's what I love about the 15 or more a month, is after about 90 days, if you've done 15 or more, you've heard every objection that you're ever going to hear. And you start to learn how to overcome them. And unfortunately, that's how this business works, is we got to practice on somebody. So if you're having a hard time getting somebody to sit down and listen to you, do what I did. I went in my front room in my house back in the 90s. I put all my stuffed animals on couches and I started doing presentations to them. And it scared me to death. I found myself stumbling. But anyway, I started, okay? But by doing it, you're going to learn. And here's what else I learned, you guys. When I'm meeting with brand new people, whether it's on the phone, on Zoom, or face-to-face, I start to ask them questions. And because I've been doing this so long now, I ask them all the questions that I would want to know the answers to, that would be reasons why they wouldn't do something like this. Does that make sense? Without asking them, why wouldn't you do this? I find out how busy, I find out where all their interests are. I try to find out too, what's bothering them. What are they struggling with? And if you let somebody talk long enough and you listen and not do the talking, they tell you everything you want to know just by that felt, find, found. Form, family, recreation, occupation, money. Ask them about that and they tell you everything that you want to know. So I love these questions. What it told me from being on that call is the group that we were talking to, they're all out actually applying themselves. And when they come back to us, they're asking us questions that kind of appear or kind of show themselves to you while you're doing the work. And I complimented on that. You can tell when questions are asked if they're really deep thought questions or if they're just the surface questions that everybody asks. Does that make sense? You can tell somebody's activity by the questions they ask. And look, we've all had to go through this. And the only thing I can say for Tyler and I is we never had Marcell and Tyler to help us get through all the stuff we did. We had to learn most of it on our own. And we're here to help you guys finish the end of this year strong so that when we go into the next year, we got a bunch of momentum going behind us that you just sell through 2023 and get all of the things that you want out of this industry and out of this business. So go ahead, Tyler, back to you, brother.
Okay, so the next question they asked us, you guys, was what do we do? They said, what is the thing? We keep hearing about all this stuff that's happening next year. We know there's a lot of things happening. What should we do? What is our daily behavior? Are there certain things that we can do to really make sure we're prepared for next year? And the answer is absolutely. And I think it's pretty simple. I think you guys know that there's a call tomorrow night, right? We had Rachel come out and do that. Did you guys like that call, by the way? Not if you really like that call that Rachel did for us last week. It's pretty good, right? So she's doing an overview. It's basically an opportunity call. It's going to be an introduction for brand new people tomorrow night. And I think we can put the link to that in the comments. If it hasn't already been passed out, I think we've got, for the most part, got it passed out, but don't miss that call. If I'm looking at next year, I'm saying, okay, I'm not going to miss anything. Not only am I going to become an expert at inviting people to the information, but I'm going to become an expert at inviting people to those things that I know will grow my business. So I'm going to make sure that I am on that call, and then I'm going to do everything I can to bring one more person or two more people to that call with me. And they're going to be people that are either on my team already that will benefit from learning that little extra information, or in a better case scenario, bringing somebody brand new so you can add to your team, not just from the existing. But I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure everybody on my team hears that call, understands how to go out and recruit, knows that they can bring people to those calls. They're every Tuesday and every Thursday. And they're not always only going to be just Rachel. She's only doing tomorrow nights. Her and I will do Thursday together. And then we will have different people to show collaboration throughout the company through the end of the year doing this. And what that means for you is that you can take the best of everyone. You can take those things that don't really resonate with you, and there will definitely be stuff. You guys, I listen to these calls all the time. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that, but I like that. And so you take what you like, you add it to your conversation, and you just disregard what you don't like. But remember, your team might like things on those calls that you don't. Remember, everyone is passionate about slightly different things in this industry, and your team's going to be made up of them all. And when you start to believe that your team has to do it just like you, that's your first place you're going to fail. Just make sure you get them on the call, let them grow where they want to grow. Make sure you, again, know how to invite them to information that will help them where they are. And so get them on those calls. I would have everybody on the Rock the Rhythm event on January 18th. I would make sure that that is something that's virtual, it's free. So I'd make sure that my entire team is committed to be there, because that's when the real first big announcement of 2023 is going to take place. It's where you're going to have a really deep understanding of how MVP and the 9 customers, how hitting bronze MVP and having those 9 customers is going to impact the rest of your year for you, and how you're going to follow that simple process quarter by quarter by quarter next year so that you can be where you want to be. You're going to understand why your team needs to be on that call so that they can understand how 2023 is going to be impacted because of Rock the Rhythm. You would not want to miss that. So those are the daily things. I would be contacting people. I'd still be trying to hit bronze. I'd be getting my 9 customers. I'd be take Marcell and I's money. I mean, if I had an upline that said that to me, I'd be all about it. I'd be like, I am taking as much of your money as I can. That's just something I would do. So I would do that, get on the Tuesday, Thursday calls, make sure my whole team is ready for Rock the Rhythm. That was the next question. Back over to you, Sally.
Okay, so when she asked that question, she says, what should I be doing between now and the end of the month? And I said, let me give you a little secret of what you should be doing all month so that you don't have to stop building your business to go back and promote everybody to go to Rock the Rhythm, or everybody to get on the call tomorrow night, or everybody to do what's coming next, or stop to promote to them to go to the convention. Every time I sit down with a brand new person, every time I'm on a Zoom call, every time I'm with anybody, I'm always promoting them to the next event that's coming up. And I always let them know about the one that's in the future, like 2 months away or 3 months away. Sometimes when I'm working with brand new people and enrolling them, convention's a week later. And I'm telling, I expect everybody to do their part in proportion to what they want out of this business. Does that make sense? So I let them tell me what they want. And I always ask people, if I knew something would help you, would you want me to tell you? And they go, yeah. And I ask them again, I mean, no, really, if I knew something that would help you, do you want me to tell you? And they say, yeah, I do it 3 times. And as soon as I get the 3rd one, I said, you need to go to convention, or you need to do this. You need to go to this next thing. So my whole point in saying that, when I'm sitting down with brand new people, I let them know that there's an LVA. I let them know that there's a convention. Now we're talking about Rock the Rhythm. I let everybody know that Rock the Rhythm is coming up and it's next month. I give them the date. It's on the 18th, right? But I do that every single time, so I don't have to stop at the end of the month and go back and try to promote to everybody. Are you guys following me? I'm trying to save you time. And the reason why I do it that way is because I'm trying to duplicate myself. I'm trying to teach everybody how. This is a big one. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But when it was $100 subscription or $200 subscription, I always taught them to do the 200 so that when they got through the ranks, they didn't all of a sudden start losing money. So my point in doing that was I did it right in the beginning. So I didn't have to come back later. I had too many people. I used to didn't do these things, but I've had too many people come back and say, why didn't you teach me this at first? Because now I've lost so much money because I didn't know and nobody took time to tell me. And so I've been doing 100 PV and I've been losing money out of my check. See, that kind of conversation is worse for me than having the conversation up front. So I like to do everything to teach the distributor how to be a distributor when I first meet with them. So I'm setting their expectations correctly and I'm telling them what's expected to become successful. Because those are the things that I did. See, it's not hard for me to tell you the things you need to hear because I've already been willing to do them. Is that fair? And I feel when you start to develop responsibility for others, you need to tell them what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. That's you tell them, you suggest, you don't boss them around. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you word it in such a way that you're letting them know the things they need to do to become successful in network marketing. Don't you think that's right? If you know something, don't you think it's your job to tell them? It's kind of like, does anybody on here know anything about Nerve 2? I think you have a moral obligation to tell everybody about that product because of what it has done for people and probably for what it's done for a lot of you on this call. Anyway, I use those examples to try to help you move forward correctly in the beginning so you don't have to stop the behaviors that are helping you grow your business. You guys, just since we started doing these calls, just since College and Cash, just since convention, just all these things lining up. I've been on calls today that everybody's volume's up, which means their checks are going up and there is a lot of excitement going on. And it's blowing my mind. Back to you, Tai.
Okay, so I want to take the next 5 minutes here and I want to ask Marcell a question. I want to change this up just a little bit. And I have never heard anybody answer the question about this better than him ever. Okay. I want to ask him, is there a process? I mean, if there was some way to create confidence on your team, if there was a way to grow the belief on your team, is there a process? Is there a pattern? What is the absolute best way for you, all of you on this call, to run through Rock the Rhythm and try to increase the confidence and belief on their team?
Yeah. First of all, when you introduce this to somebody, they develop a little bit of belief hearing what you're telling them. They don't know if it's true yet, but they start to believe about the possibilities. Then they start to do a little bit of work. They do some action. And as they start to have success, whether it's a customer or distributor, it builds their belief. Does that make sense to you guys? So by doing it, you start to increase your belief. So now you got a little bit of belief. Then all of a sudden, every month, here comes an LVA. I'm already promoting them to go to the LVA because once they go see that, they're not just seeing me. They're not just seeing Tyler. Now they're seeing a bunch of other people and it increases their belief just a little bit more. And then all of a sudden, 90 days go by and we have this thing called Elite Academy or convention, whatever it is. And you get them to go to that function and see, you're not doing any of this. These functions are creating that. Their activity is creating that. See, I get us all the time. How can I fix somebody? Can you fix my wife? Can you fix this distributor? He won't do what I'm telling him what I want him to do. Yeah, get him to the next function. And then you take him to convention when that comes around, you guys, and you guys have all been there. You see the field, you see corporate, you see the big celebration. and it just, their belief goes out of the roof. And by the time a year goes by and you've connected somebody through all of that process, are they different from the day you met them once they've plugged into all that to that point? So see, everything we tell you is not overnight, but the little secrets we tell you to do along the way accelerates that belief curve. It accelerates that growth curve that that you need to learn. I did not understand this industry when I started. 8 months to sponsor my first person. I was doing meetings every day. I was having people do meetings for me. 4 months later, I was qualifying what would be the equivalent of what we'd call here a Pro 5. It was a direct distributor. So 8 months to sponsor somebody, 4 months later, I'm doing $20,000 in volume. What do you think I learned in those 8 months? And I didn't quit. And every month I went to the stupid function and they told me, you're awesome, you're amazing, you can do this. And then for 29 more days, I was told, you're stupid, you're crazy, you're an idiot, you're not gonna have any friends. They called me soapy, they called me every name in the book. And then once a month, I'd go to this really positive place. They tell me you're awesome. And I finally believed them after 8 months. It took 8 months for me to believe that I could do this. Isn't that crazy? But yet all of you see Tyler and I now, after we've been through that process, and you're going, I can't even comprehend that. Oh yeah, it was real. It took me 12 years to make enough money, which is equivalent to a Pro 7, to sell my business and never have to work again. And that was at age 40. And I'm 59 right now. So do the math. That's how long I've been in the industry, living strictly off this residual income. And I'm telling you guys, don't get discouraged when you get told no. I've had more no's than probably most of you put together, except for Tyler. And when you go back and figure how much each one of those no's paid you, when you divide all those no's into your check, you're going to find out they're worth $2 to $3 grand when you're at a Pro 10. It's a weird way to look at things, isn't it? Thanks, Tyler. I kind of went off on a tangent, but
no, it's exactly what I was looking for. And that's why we keep telling you, these are the behaviors. Get on the call next week, get on the call Thursday, go to the Rock the Rhythm, because there's only so much you can tell your team to increase their confidence and their belief. And what happens with confidence and belief when it increases is it equals activity. And the one thing that you never will ever have enough of is activity. So let's increase belief and confidence to the level that you can get them to just do something. And you do that as many times as you can. And pretty soon that activity adds up and it turns into Pro 10. That's how this game is played. Okay. So with that, you guys, we've only got a couple minutes left and we have another special guest on here. You've heard her before. She's awesome. She's easily one of our favorite people in the whole world. She, we've been able to have a lot of conversations with her lately. And I don't even know if I can tell you how much respect we have, how consistent she is, how much she cares about this company. She cares about all of you. And will you tell them, Kristen, will you just take just a second to, I don't know, talk about how we're just blowing expectations out of the water. Talk about how MVP is. I mean, it's just like we have these big increases every month. Will you give these guys some kind of an idea of what's happening around the LifeVantage family?
Yeah, I absolutely will. And I have to say, I started my day on a call with Mark and Krista and Tyler and Marcell. And this isn't quite my last call of the day, but I'm like full circle. How have you guys been in the past like 12 hours? Feels like I haven't seen you forever, but anyway, thank you so much.
Opportunity Zooms, Kristen.
There you go. I love it. But thanks for letting me just hop on for just a second. Tyler and Marcell talked a lot and shared some amazing things. I want to just say how grateful I am for their leadership. Some of the things that we have coming next year are so exciting, and everything they are telling you to do right now is 100% the right behaviors to be focusing on. And what I mean by that is, as we look at what's happening right now, primarily in the United States, is we are seeing tremendous success with collagen and collagen cash, but also MVP. And the teams that can capitalize on both are the teams that are winning. Those are the teams where you're seeing rank advancements in. And, I hope you're feeling the excitement and the energy for everything that's coming in 2023. And I was on a call earlier today with a group from Hawaii, and they were like, okay, but what do we do? Like, how do we prepare for this? Similar to what we've been talking on here tonight. And go bronze. And if you are bronze, go bronze again or go silver. The other thing is, I would encourage you to get at least 9 new customers on collagen. Earn that collagen cash. Take Tyler and Marcell's money. They're good for it, I promise. But as you combine those two things, that creates the right balance in an organization that I promise will set you up for tremendous success in 2023. And I'm a competitive person. Like I like beating a goal. And I know we put it out there on the elite call today of just over $3 million in collagen sales. That would be a record for LifeVantage. And I absolutely think we can do that. When we look at the leadership on this call throughout the company, we are set up to beat that in a big, big way. So just want you guys to know, we are here for you. We know how important it is that we do our job so that we make your job be easier and just remove as many roadblocks as possible. And more than anything, I want you to know that we will run as fast as any of you want to run in the month of December and beyond. So really excited for what's coming.
Thank you, Kristen. Tyler, Marcell, you guys have any other thoughts before we let you go?
I just, the only thought I have left is that if I'm doing 8 calls a day and you're not, there's the example. Go get this baby done.
I gotta jump on the next call.
Week.
Thanks, Mark and Krista. You guys
Thank
are
you,
awesome.
guys.
I echo what Tyler said, you guys. If you want to know how to go Pro 10, watch what we do. We made a decision to help turn things around and get in front of what's coming after that convention. And so, you know how that saying goes. I'm not even going to say it. Do what monkey do. Anyway, see you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Kristen, always good to see you, super mom. You're an inspiration to so many people. I think she's gone out. She's out too. Here's what we know.
Mark, and I want to say I'm still sorry about that loss last night. So we're still talking about it at my house.
Yeah, it's hard to get over.
God.
It's hard to get over. Remind me your son's name.
Marshall, the biggest Chiefs fan easily in the house, but he loves Kansas City.
Yeah, well, just reassure him, and if Skip were on, I'd make sure that he knew that that we've got the Broncos next, and then a couple other.
And we could do that with the B team, so we're fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're awesome. Thank you, Kristen.
Yeah,
And
thank you,
just know,
Kristen.
guys, here's what the reassuring part that when we're all on these calls, Kristen and her team, they stay up at night thinking of ways to pay us money. Like literally, that's what they do. Her job is to come up with new ways to pay people and put money in our pockets. That's an awesome job. And she's really good at it. Thank you, Kristen.
Speaking of money, if you sold 3 collagen
Hey, buddy.
last month, we need your ID number and I need to know how many you sold. So you guys know how to get in touch with us. If you can't find us on our personal cells, then text us in Signal. You guys, I think, are mostly on there, or email us or Facebook message me. But I'm ready to get your $45 or $90 for some of you from Tyler and Marcell. So send your information. I don't want to have to go through the whole back office and figure this out, you guys. So go ahead and send it to me so we know how many of you guys are going to get it. We're going to get 1 share. I'm going to get $45 extra. Anybody else want to raise their hand?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So I had a new customer, Grace, that bought the collagen on the 1st of November, and then she decided to become a distributor with the new collagen pack. So is that a twofer?
I think there's just one.
That's one. Yeah, it's for.
But you know, I don't know. Shoot me your ID. Shoot me how many you were for sure that you got, and then let me see. They may do it. You never know. They're being generous right now for work. They're being generous for work. So everyone, show your fingers. How many shares are you getting? We're getting 1. Carol Roberts is getting 3 shares. Renee's getting 1. How many are you getting? I know you had a couple, don't you? At least 2. Anybody else sell 3 things of collagen? All right, you guys, trust us on this one. Get 9. Get 9. Hit MVP. Rush to pro.
Listen to the words we are telling you.
What to do in December. There's no confusion as to what you need to do in December. Get 9 collagen customers.
And
Get MVP bronze.
let them know it's going to pay to stay activated for at least 90 days, right?
Just go for it.
Don't-
How many shares do you think you got? 3? 2 shares at least.
Now, are you saying shares by having 3 people?
Yes.
So the 6 people,
That'd be 2
That'd
shares.
be 2 shares.
2 shares. Yeah, I think I have that. Yes. For November.
All right.
Awesome.
And then-
Awesome.
I'm on
You do,
fire
Mai.
for
Great job,
December.
Mai.
Yeah, you're on fire for December. Good.
So that was Marcell calling back. He had already logged out of the Zoom call and wanted to let everybody know next Monday night, we will start at 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern, 7 Mountain, 6 Pacific. And they're going to consolidate all their teams for one
Smart.
promotional
Yeah,
call
good.
Monday night to set up a Tuesday night call. So mark your calendar. We're going to shift it.
Back.
We
Later.
have that
7
prayer
p.m.
call.
Mountain.
Yeah.
Forward.
Oh.
So we're
forward.
going to interfere with Robin Summers opportunity call. So if you've got a guest that's going on that Robin Summer call, make sure that they get on there and you have a hall pass to miss this call if you have a guest on Robin Summers.
My, that's
opportunity.
a corporate call though, so it's okay.
Okay,
My list.
so we'll just have to miss it. Okay.
Okay, so the other thing is tomorrow night, you guys, this is a huge opportunity to get your guest on. I mean, huge. Don't come alone. Get someone on there. It's gonna max at 1,000. Trust us, it's gonna max. Okay, so get on, get someone either in your living room with you to do something to watch. Call your aunt, call your uncle. Beg someone, hey, can you listen to this call? Can you listen to this call? And get them on, because I'm telling you, this stuff is gonna work. The system's gonna work.
I would like,
But you gotta plug into the system.
Yeah.
You gotta plug into the system.
I'm wondering if we could just open the call for just a second. Who is having success in sharing the collagen information? Renee, what you doing? Tell us a victory story. Tell us a win.
Sorry about that. It's the dog. Nothing tells the story like you not telling the story. Words are great. Photographs are remarkable. All I did, that's my dog. He's so happy for me. All I did, I put a photo up from July beside a photo from December 3rd. And all I said was no needles, no lotions, just natural activation of collagen. Oh, and my knees feel better. If you want details, let me know. 45 people have responded. Please tell me what you got.
And that's a picture of you, right?
Go to Facebook, my picture on my profile,
On Facebook.
my picture. And lots, if you have those, get them up there. Other people's are great. And I had been putting other people's, right? And I'm a little Southern gal. We don't go on Facebook without our lipstick on, right? But I did. I had, you know how hard it was to find a photo of me without some help? No. So, but I found one July 31st. And then I just put the same photo basically up from December 3rd. And I said 16 weeks. No filters. I put no filters, no needles, no lotion. This is what's going on.
Yeah, and that's
And
important.
let them go, oh my goodness, what? And there were a lot of people who just said, you know, hey, you look great, you look awesome. But there were 45, if you go down and count, people who actually said, I gotta know. I gotta know what you're doing. So 45 people that have never bought anything from me before. Just,
That's awesome.
Wow.
yeah.
And here's what we know. And that brings up a really great point. What we saw in the beginning, we had no idea what we were doing. Some would argue we still don't know what we're doing. However, there was a bonus called the Infinite Fast Start Bonus Pool, which incentivized us to find customers. And in doing so, we found distributors. So customers and distributors, that's how we found the magic to create replacement income and LifeVantage. Here's what we know. If you're going through the numbers and getting information to these people and they see transformation, you will find distributors. You just will, because they will go, well, can I make money at this? You're doing really well with this. I wonder if I could do this, right? David Misener, share your story. What you got?
Just real quick. So I'm stealing photos anywhere I see them, and I just throw them up on our Facebook, our biohacking basics page for LifeVantage. And I'm just throwing them up there all the time. I'm watching who's responding, who's commenting, making sure that they get put with the right person. But I'm going into people that aren't necessarily responding and reacting and commenting, but I'm going to people that I put into biohacking basics and saying, hey, I know you've been seeing all these pictures I've been throwing up. Can I hook you up? You know, and I did that today. I got a half a dozen people say, yes, I want to do it. You know, so I'm just re-engaging people that I prospected for the past few years.
Love it. Yeah, and everybody who has heard the LifeVantage information once needs to hear this again, because this is a different company. This is a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
4 to 5 times the contacts, significant contacts that they have to have before over 80% of them will say yes, if you do it properly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe one more story. Somebody that's had a small win this week. Mike, go ahead.
Okay.
Debbie,
Well-
Debbie first, and real quick.
Yeah, I don't have a story yet, but I just decided today I was going to go ahead and take another picture of myself to compare to the one that I took at the very beginning. And you can be sure I'm going to be putting that up. I mean, just don't stop taking pictures, because we don't see the gradual change, and the change is noticeable.
Love it.
So the book that I have, and I'm working through trying to make one for us. And so I'm going to need to get a count of how many people would want one. I think they're like $19 for me to make them through Costco. So that's number one. It's in my purse. I've talked to 5 people today, 3 at Planet Fitness, and just really listening. 2 guys had retinas detach. I mean, health issues. And the lady that cut my hair, I said, do you see this new growth? She's like, yeah. I got to show you. Then I take my book out and she's like, what? So, you know, then the guy is with his grandchild. They're picking out vegetables and talking about vegetables. And, you know, I said, are you into health and wellness? And he's like, yeah. I said, can I show you something? And he's like, yeah. He's like, oh no, don't show my wife that. I said, let me get your number. I'll send you some information. So just, they want this, and just showing the pictures, have a folder on your phone that you can get to it quickly. So that's all I got.
Hey, Mike, can you put your phone number in the chat so people can reach out to you directly if they want that, if they want to take advantage of your offer to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I will be back in Kansas City around the 14th. I can't wait.
All right.
Coming to the Christmas party.
All right. All right. All right. Yes, Renee, by all
Oops,
means,
oops,
share with us what
816.
your mini promotion.
Okay, mini promotion going on, guys. And Mark and Krista have said, if you guys want to do this with my team, that's wonderful. It's called 21X, 21 times. And we have a workbook. It looks like this. And I can send you, this is 21X, the Goal Guide, Collagen Edition, that I've made for my team. And it's literally 21 days of connecting together to be in the do of doing your business. There's a page for every single day. There's a page to talk about why 21, what do I want from 21 days? There's even a place in there to think about, you know, that big why that you have. Now, some of us have been doing this a minute, and if we're honest, our why may be a little bit dusty. What worked, what got us to here may not be getting us to there. So take some time over the next 24 hours, and I'll send this to you guys if you want. I'll put it in the Signal group. Is that good?
Yeah, that's great.
Great.
It's a link. You can download it, print it out. And if you want to come along with my team that we are building this, and I see some folks on there already, Alicia and Leona, and I see Kate has done it. And who else? Is Sheila on still? Who are who have decided to spend the next 21 days in this collagen promotion, working together, reaching out to me every day. And you can reach out to your guy, you can reach out to me, I don't care. And then once a week, we are getting together over the next 3 weeks on our Monday morning chats to really dive into what's working, what's not working, and celebrate the wins.
I love it. I love accountability tools. I mean, I love accountability tools. I don't love accountability, but that's why we need tools. Thank you, Renee, for opening that up for the wider team. You're such a sweetheart to do that. And my goodness, one of the things that I'm going to do tomorrow, this is actually what I'm going to do, is some of the people that I know that know the industry of network marketing. I'm going to reach out and say, hey, do you know who Rachel Parker is? Like, she's doing a call for us tomorrow night. Like, you need to get on this call. You need to watch you need to see what's going on. Because when Rachel speaks, it's like E.F. Hutton. People listen. The girl has charisma, and she's just a powerful network marketer. So if you know anybody that has wasted their time, maybe not wasted their time. That's I don't mean to be disparaging. If anyone's ever burped plastic in front of a group of people, bless their heart. But if you know somebody that's doing something less than, and they're looking for the thing, we have the thing, and they will see it tomorrow night if you get them on that call.
Guys, I would invite all your friends who are real estate agents. All of them. All of them. There's such a shift happening. And we were on today with one, and she's already feeling the shift. And the girl was doing incredibly well.
If you've ever gotten an Airbnb host number, if you've ever taken the phone number of your Uber driver, might be a really good time this week, Tuesday and Thursday night, to get those people on this call.
Yeah. So just go through in your mind and sort of jog that memory. My one more thing.
Have you guys taken the opportunity to look at her site that she sent us?
Yeah, it's
It
incredible.
is amazing. I mean,
You guys, it's so important that when you send another team's site out, that you say to your people, get back in touch with me. Get back in touch with me. So if I send another team's site out, Renee is working so much to get our site that she has really done, called Activate Wellness, up and running, and it's incredible, but there's still some more to do on it. But the one that Mai's talking about is Rachel's team site, and it's amazing. But let me warn you, it says Team Heart all over the site.
It is a recruiting tool.
It is a recruiting tool.
For her
Okay,
team.
so use wisdom, use it, learn from it. You can send it to others, but you have to make the connections for them to get back in touch with you, or you stay in touch with them. Okay, because some people just they'll click on the contact me or the connect with me, and listen, Rachel's team is not trying to recruit people from you.
But
They're
they
not
will
trying to
follow
do
up
that.
if somebody reaches out to them.
They may follow up with your people if your people connect on their site and send something. So use wisdom when you use it. But yes, it's an incredible site, and it's a great learning tool for us who are not as advanced in this industry as Rachel and her team are, because trust me, it's a site that is just amazing on just a plethora of information. But I would have to say that you would be shocked if you delved into our back office and our own personal websites. I do meetings all the time with printed out information on the products, and people say to me, distributors in the room ask me all the time, where did you get this information? And I'm like, you have this information. It's on your website. It's on your website. The ingredients, when to take it, how to take it, what not to take it with, what to take it with, how it was made, all of these questions, all on your website. Okay, so don't depend just on some of these other sites that we are creating, because they're incredible, but a lot of that information is literally on your own personal websites.
I'm also going to paste the direct link to the monthly marketing playbook, which just keeps getting better and better.
You can't do it from ours, babe. That'll go directly. So if you guys don't send this out, this will go to our website.
Hang on, golly.
Well, I'm just telling you because it's
Bam. That should be clean. You should be able to access that.
Yeah, y'all let me know. I'm always scared.
Talking about stealing people.
I don't want to steal people.
We don't want to steal you. You're already
Not
stolen.
your people's. We
All
want your
right.
people's to be your people's.
Anything else? Are all hearts clear? Wonderful. It's good to see you, Leah, our American
I
Samoa leader.
know. Working hard. It's an incredible team that she's creating.
I just
okay,
wanted
guys.
to give a shout
Hey,
out.
great seeing you.
Hey, Leah.
Go ahead, Mike.
I do have a guest on here tonight, Darlene East, and she's from Oregon and she has a heart for Africa. And I just wanted to give a big shout out to her. So glad that she's on, and we're gonna lock arms and change some countries.
Yeah, let's
That's
do
awesome.
it. Africa will be saved.
Darling. Wonderful.
Amen. Love it.
Okay, love you guys. See you tomorrow night with your guest. With your guest. See you tomorrow night. Blessings.
Love y'all.
Bless y'all.
See ya.
ya.